Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders, if you're looking for a new broker, check out CobraTrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Best in the business, been using these guys for years. If you're an active trader, check out CobraTrading.com. You won't be disappointed. All right, daily chart. Facebook, 13 million on the day, 0.69% up, or $1.19 green on the day. We went into this overhead resistance from this pivot high. The pivot high here, all-time high, which is at 175.49. So right now, just in a holding pattern, slightly bullish above the MAs, above the 200, the 50, and the 20, and going sideways. We do have a little bit of a tail here, had a little pullback as well, bounced right back up on the light volume markets, retesting this pivot here, could not close above it, so keep an eye on that. We have not confirmed above this trend line as well, so no breakout happening until we get above the all-time high, which is 175.49, so we got to watch for that. So as long as this thing stays above here, we should be okay. Earning season's on deck, so this one goes up, I don't know, 50-50 shot. We'll have to play it from there. But overall, if we had no earnings coming up, technically, it's in a pretty good bullish stance. And, you know, it went up sideways for months, guys. This is a bullish stance, possibly setting up for new all-time highs. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly shows it a little bit better. I mean, this is what's doing. So we got the pullback here. This was a good bearish pattern. Markets became buoyant. Boom, right back up to the all-time highs. Now, inside bar, bullish pattern. We almost broke it here. Touched the 20, bounced right back up. You have to respect that. We're right back into these pivots, into the all-time highs. Let's see if this pattern starts to play out. I mean, you got, two and a half weeks of consolidation above the MAs. This thing should start to take off. If this pattern fails, guys, at the highs, we will be seeing the 200 MA on the, not on here, actually. I mean, you could. I'm looking more of this gap fill here, about 115, but you have a lot of support going down, and you have a great bullish trend on here. But a lot of times these patterns fail at highs, guys. This thing could go downtown, so just be careful in these markets. I'm going to show you the monthly real quick on this one. Monthly, great trend, above the 20. It has, you know, just kissed it here, kissed it there. Here we are, stretched a little bit. I think we could come down. The $100 area is way too much on this one, but this area here, 133 or so with the 20 MA, I think that's a great price target if this starts to pull back and the markets look weak, so watch for that. Just be careful, like I said, guys, light volume markets, buy with 40 million, 30 million, 25 million on the day. It's been a long, long time since I've seen that action, guys, and it makes me think about these markets and what's going on, especially unwinding the balance sheet and all that stuff. Just be careful. Amazon. Amazon, same thing. You have this big area here, this big pivot right around the 1,000 even number. It's trying to get above it, guys. I thought for sure we'd get moving on Thursday. Friday we had a little pause day. It was still up $2, not bad. We gapped up and then it pulled back. If you look at the 10-minute action on this one, you know, same thing. We gap it up. Let me take out the time template auto. So we gap it up and then just kind of fade throughout the day. Here was a nice fade. We hit the gap fill right here, almost to the penny, bounced up, held below the intraday MAs here, so that's a little bit weak, but again, it's intraday action going into earnings, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But nice retrace here. Let's go from this low to the high over on this side. So we're right back into the 5-0 retrace, and you have the 618 and then the 750 with gap fill. That will be your big area right here. If this thing runs up in the gap fill into earnings, this is the area to watch. It'll probably stall out there, go sideways. If this starts to pull back, I'd say this pivot here around 931 and then the 200 MA right around 925 will be the area if this starts pulling back into earnings. But again, pretty strong. Nice little run here into this pivot even number. Let's see if this can hold up or just consolidate to move up. Or does it just chop, chop, chop and pull back and come into the MAs? Again, not too much. No pattern really other than an up move and a nice retrace on the charts. Weekly chart, same thing for the most part. We did get back above the 20 MA, so they saved the day. But you know, this one's still down and sideways at the all-time highs. So until this one gives us a definite pattern, I'm just going to let it play out in the earnings. If it moves up, I'll add more short. If it moves down, I'm already short, and we'll be taking profits on this one. it's an overall market trade right now, guys. SPY remains light with no volume and just grinds. These will go up and down. If the SPY moves down, these will start to move down with the markets. It's a market trade right now. So as long as the markets are buoyant and stay green, these should be fine, unless some news, of course, comes out. But weekly chart above the MAs, okay stance, nice retrace coming up. Let's see what happens going into ER. I'm not sure. I think in the next couple of weeks, these big names will start shooting out. Let's go into Apple. Apple, guys, nice retrace. Daily chart, it was 99 cents up. Same thing we've been talking about. Down, sideways pattern, bearish, slightly bullish here. I would have liked it if this thing would have dropped a little bit and then popped instead of just grinded up with the light volume markets. Back above the 618, still below the 50 MA. So it's it's an okay stance. It's not too bullish, not too bearish. If we get above the 50 MA, then it's a little more bullish. We fill this gap. But at the end of the day, guys, we still got to fill the gap. We got to get above the 750 retrace, and then this major trend line for this one to continue up. Again, earnings are coming up on this as well. 50-50 shot either way. We are sticking with our shorts on this one, and that's the way I'm playing it. If it goes up, I'll add more. I might hedge with some call positions just in case. Small $500 position, maybe a $1,000 position. So if it does go up, I'm not going to get killed on my shorts. That's what we do here at StockBookie. We're going to hedge against it as well. Target for this one, lower side 145, upper side I'd say 165, 170. We'll have to see how it plays out with the light volume markets and going into next week into options X, which should be some fun times next week. Weekly chart on Apple, same thing, big inside bar, bearish pattern until we get above this area here, 160.26, as well as the 750 retrace. I think this is setting up for lower prices. It's my opinion. We'll see what happens. Earnings, again, 50-50 shot, up or down. I don't know. We have the trend line overhead resistance at 165 or so as well. So we're just going to have to see how this thing plays out in the next week or two. And then we'll go from there. I would love for a pullback. I'd love to go long in these markets for one time or a couple times. I've been mostly short, but I'll go long just when the time is right for me, not anybody else. All right, let's go into Netflix. All right, guys, Netflix, what a run. They raise the prices. Everyone rejoices. We get some up moves, get a little bit of a pullback, and then right back up. We did close at all-time highs on Friday, and we made a new all-time high as well. Almost got over the $200.66 number. 200 is a big psychological level for this stock. We're going to see if this continues up on the light volume. Well, volume came in a little bit better, but look how the volume just kind of disappeared. We got the news, then the volume disappeared. We kind of floated, and then Friday closed it at the highs. Everyone will be talking about Netflix, how it closed at the highs. You got to get in. You're missing the rally. Getting a little bit extended from the 20. Still in a bullish stance above the moving averages, but still a little bit stretched. It just can't see how it was stretched from the 20 MA here, and it comes back, stretched a little bit, comes back, stretched, comes back, stretched again. It could still run on earnings, don't get me wrong, but just keep an eye on that just in case. Let's go to the weekly chart. Weekly chart, we did close with a little bit of follow through, not bad volume as well, but I want to see more follow through than a 10 cents or a buck or whatever it was, because the close was there. I mean, it's so close right now where the close is at, maybe 50 cents of a follow through. I mean, it was a night, comes up, comes back to this inside bar bullish pattern, boom, right back up, retests the highs, pulls back, news, pops through the all-time high, this trend line where it's been channeling for months, almost a year and a half or whatever. Boom, we're getting out. Weekly, that's kind of suspect. If we would have closed 205, 210, yeah, some follow through. Let's see what this thing does next week. If you're bullish, just tighten the stops. Follow these stops up here. You don't want to wake up one day and this thing comes down because of some more news. The markets are moving on news. It's very clear that you can see that. So just be buoyant in these markets. And you start getting 50 million, 40 million, 30 million on the SPY, like I've been saying. Guys, watch out for this stuff. I mean, it's Netflix, though. Come on, it's got to go higher. Monthly chart. Monthly chart stretched, guys. 133. Wherever the 200 MA is, that, or 20 MA, that's my price target, guys. I'm going to go more on this one, 145. But if it continues going through, let's see if this thing can go up. It's been moving up way too fast, guys. But it's Netflix, you know. I mean, it kind of like here, pulled back, went up, pulled back. This was even bearish on the monthly, and it took off. It's incredible. But this is when the markets took off in November. Again, market trade all the way up. Market stayed buoyant. Look at the SPY all the way up. Look at Netflix all the way up. Most stocks all the way up. As long as the markets stay buoyant, stocks are moving up. So I'm starting to add more shorts, guys. That's what I'm doing at StockBookie. We've been actually writing calls too lately, and those have been working out pretty well as well. So, all right, so Netflix, and let's look at Google L. Google L, same thing, got above the 1,672, came back in, didn't confirm. Little bit of a topping tail on the daily, not the best. I would like to see more volume, but let's see if this one holds or what this one does the following week. Will we go sideways in a bullish manner? 20 MA curls in the price, shoots it up. Again, what are we here? Stretched. We filled the gap, pulled back, boom, boom, 3 days up. Right into double top, pulled back, closed above. So everyone's a little bit bullish on this one. I'm going, it could go either way at this point, guys. Another one that moved too far, too fast. You know, you had great resistance up here. Well, actually, that's the double top. It closed right on top of that. Look at that, jeez. So we're right on top of that. So no, it made new all-time highs, pulled back, and closed right on top of that all-time high. I mean, it's super close. I'd have to really measure it, but we're right there, guys. So let's see what happens next week with this little tiny topping tail. Still stretched on the daily. Let's see if we're stretched on the weekly too. We're doing the weekly because we're doing the weekly close. Right there, yeah, we closed right up there on the trend line. So, but nice move. This was starting to look bearish. And then boom, 3 weeks straight up. Gosh, unbelievable. These bearish patterns just won't play out. But it's the light volume grind, guys, with the SPY. 3 weeks of grinding. These are going to grind too. Back to the highs. So let's see if this one will play out and continue on earnings, of course. More news. And if it does, you know, you're looking at 220 or 1025, 1050, 1075, 1100, and then we'll go from there. But right now, right back into double top resistance, so we're going to have to play it from, from what we see. We did write some calls on Google. They are a little bit in the money. If they get a little, maybe 25, 50%, we'll just pull them off and say thank you very much and on to the next one. If this pops on earnings, we'll write more calls. If it drops, we'll just carry the shares that we have in it short and play it that way. We might go into and hedge some of these with call positions going into earnings, but we'll have to see how these look, right before they go. So. Again, guys, earnings season is coming up. Be careful. Keep an eye on the overall markets. The markets grind. All these will continue to possibly to go up unless they get some news and it sends them down. It's a news-driven, Fed-driven, CNBC hype. Hype it higher, guys. Keep these things going because, everything's fabulous. All right, thanks for stopping by, watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And, guys, have a great weekend. We'll talk soon. God bless. See you on the charts.